Stand-up comedian and Daily Show correspondent Roy Wood Jr. has got several projects in the works, including a new podcast, new stand-up special, and a featured spot in a new series featuring black comics, highlighting their approach to comedy and sources of inspiration. He joins us this morning to talk about all of it. Morning, Roy. Good to see you again.
What's going on down there in the land of breakfast tacos? How are you?
Doing great. And you've sure been busy in a year that's been so challenging for so many people, so many different projects to talk about. I'm going to start off with the podcast where you kind of talked to a bunch of other people and seeing how they were doing during the pandemic.
Yeah, talk to me about the worst job or the first job you had. We're also sharing employment leads just so people can have the ideation of where to look for jobs where they are. There's a lot of industries that you wouldn't think are hiring or that, aren't, that are doing better because of COVID, which, is an unfortunate, side effect of what happened last year. But if you're looking for work, there's a couple ideas. So we just decided, call it a job fair. We give you some career tips. Well, I don't need career tips. I am terrible at career tips. I found out I got fired from my radio job on Twitter. So I'm not the one to give nobody no career tips. That's a true story. You can Google that.
What was the no hint that was coming when you read those tweets, or
No, I was brushing my teeth. I was brushing my teeth, getting ready to go to my radio job, and I looked down at Twitter, and everybody on Twitter that's messed up what happened to Roy. I'm like, am I dead? Did I die?
You got to pinch yourself first.
Is heaven my apartment? If so, that's disappointing. I thought I at least had a 3-bedroom. But no, they released a statement to local media, and it was all over Twitter, and that's how I found out. So, it's stories like that. We just want to laugh and just commiserate, because I really think that employment is no different than your favorite restaurants. It's no different than relationships. You've got someone from your past that you will forever love, and someone that you will forever hate. And the same goes for food, the same goes for jobs. So it's, when you think about it like that, I think it's a place to have a lot of laughs.
There's no doubt about that. Like I said, it can have a lot of laughs, get a lot of information. It helps some people as well. That's cool stuff. All right, I want to jump to some other things real fast. The docuseries Dark Humor, talking about black comedians, I guess the process, maybe the history as well. Obviously, when I think of stand-up comedy, I think of, Richard Pryor is the gold standard, but there's so many other great comedians throughout history.
Of course, and the series just really details the journey of what it means to be a black comic and take pain from the black experience and spin that into something that is palpable for people to understand, what it means to be black in America and how you take that pain and turn it into something funny. That's it, pretty much cut and dry. We speak to comics, from across the generations, so to be able to get those different perspectives from, comics that's been doing it since the 70s, 80s, all the way up to, some of the greats of today, like, say Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, very cool to check that out as well. And then, of course, in the middle of all this, or at some point in the year, we got your third comedy special coming, Comedy Central. Was that a little tougher to put together over this past year with the pandemic, or how's that coming about?
Yeah. So I had a lot of material I was polishing before the pandemic hit. And so now I'm kind of assessing, all right, how much from 2019 is still relevant in 2021? But I think you take a smidge of that material, and I'm going to start getting back out. I'm watching the vaccination numbers to see which cities I'm going to hit first this summer to start getting tuned up and, kind of put the polishing touches, on something good that hopefully, captures, the times that we're in now, which to me is what every comedy special should do.
Yeah, well, like I said, kind of a common theme running through all three of those projects. Take some tough topics and find the humor and purpose and all that as well. Roy Wood Jr., we appreciate it. Thanks for sharing all that with us, and we'll be checking all that out.
Hey, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.